I feel like with the third one, my body like just bounced back even better. I don't know if because I was like, I'm at peace with my body. Like it'll come back to whatever it'll come back to. Like it's not gonna go back to what it was before I was pregnant. Like that's just not gonna happen. So I think that helped my mental state and like just being okay with me being whatever size, however I looked, like being content with that. And I think that really helped. And yeah, I feel like I bounced back better with the third one than I did with the last two. So I don't know if it was her eating and just like, you know, just sucking everything back in.
Welcome. This episode is featuring my friend Jane. She is my coworker and friend, and she has 3 babies.
Yeah.
So we kind of have 3 stories here, but we're doing this the second time.
Yeah.
So we had technical difficulties. So doing this the second time, I think, kind of introducing you.
Yeah.
So you are actually originally from Jamaica.
I am.
And then you came here to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have a little bit of a story there.
Yeah.
And there goes my computer being annoying. So hopefully that stops. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your love story with your husband.
Well, we grew up in the same community. Our moms were best friends, and we've known each other. But he was like the cool bad boy, you know. I'm like the Christian girl, like go to church. I'm like not allowed to leave my house, not allowed to have a boyfriend. So I was sneaky, yeah. So, but yeah, we grew up together. Moms were best friends, and yeah, the Lord just brought us together in the end. It's a long story in between, but I left Jamaica when I was 16, came to live in the Bronx, and he stayed in Jamaica, obviously, and so we stayed in touch a little bit here and there, but not really. But we've always loved each other, and so yeah, but I was talking to him about it the other day. I'm like, yeah, like I live with my roommates, it was 5 of us, and so we reconnected at one point, and I realized that I was making him an idol in my heart, and the Lord's like, you gotta let him go. I'm like, and I told him, and he was very upset about it, and so we kind of just stopped talking. And I mean, I tried to like move on and, you know, whatever, but like it just was not happening. And so, and he was trying to do the same thing too, and so it just felt like the Lord was like preparing our hearts for each other, and getting us to a place of like putting him first and not making each other idols in our lives. And so that happened, and we reconnected, you know, years down the line, and started talking again, and just prayed into, I'm like, Lord, what you need to give me peace, because if you don't give me peace, I'm not doing this. You need to be in the center of it. So he did, and I remember when a Pastor David sermon, and that's where I'm like, I remember something specific that he said, like, if the Lord gives you peace, then go for it. Like, you know, sometimes we overanalyze things and just like try to like the water, you know, Bible moment, burning bush kind of moment. We wait for those, and like if it's not the burning bush, then it's not right. You know, just asking the Lord for peace. And so he did give me that, and I'm like, and because he basically asked me to marry him. It's funny because when I was 21, I went back to Jamaica and asked him if he wanted to get married, and then he was kind of shocked because I just appeared out of nowhere, right? And he was like, he didn't really respond, so I'm like, okay, and just walked away. So, yeah, I told you, crazy story, so I'm all over the place. So that happened, and
it was how many years later that you actually did get married?
Like 10, 12, because I was 21 then, and I was out of grad school, so 25, 27, around there.
Oh.
So yeah, like 17 or so years.
But then after you got married, he still wasn't here in Abilene.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we finally got married, and in 2019, and went back. I went to Jamaica. We got married in Jamaica, and then I left him there, and we while I did the paperwork for him to get here and all that stuff, and so finalized that, and a year later he came. So we spent the first year of our marriage in different countries.
And wasn't it like during COVID or something? Because I feel like we had like a prayer thing.
Maybe like right before COVID. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I remember us praying of like, please let him come here safely. And it was during all that craziness.
Yeah. I think it was right before like we actually knew what was going on fully.
So then it was like, okay, we're a little bit older. We finally are together. Let's have a baby.
Right. No, I'm 35 and considered geriatric, and I'm like, here we go.
Okay, so what was that first pregnancy like? Like, was it pretty healthy, pretty smooth, or any complications?
That was my first like birth, but not my first pregnancy. So I had 2 miscarriages before my first birth, and so the first one I was a little bit further along, and so just no idea what was happening, just new to all the things. And so then that happened, and then I had another one, but I wasn't as far along. So so Khalees was my first birth, and it was miserable the first trimester. Throwing up all the time. I beat myself.
Yes, the things we don't talk about. They don't warn you about this.
So that happened. But it was good. After the first trimester, I was fine. Like I loved out. I could eat again without throwing up and losing all my guts, and it was a healthy pregnancy. Like I would have to go do the extra appointments and stuff, but everything looked good. She looked great. She was growing well. So it was pretty healthy.
Was there anything that surprised you, like coming from Jamaica, and like how things go with like birth? I feel like America is very medicalized. It's it's almost like an illness, even though it's like, I'm pregnant, this is normal, but it's very much treated like an illness. And at least I'm kind of biased. I'm very like, I want it to be natural and holistic.
No,
and I don't know
totally
if we're just kind of rolling with it, like this is just how we do things, or if it was like
Well, I've never been in the process of someone birthing a child in Jamaica, but I know like home births and stuff like that is more acceptable, like more normal. Because maybe my mom had me at home. I think maybe I don't want to lie. But I think that is more normal in Jamaica. From stories I've heard, my O'Neill's niece, she was telling us like it's not as private. Like it might be just a big room with a sheet separating the rooms, type thing. So I like that aspect of it. Like you have your own space and there's that privacy in your family, and whoever can be in there, and more intimate. But I don't think it's like as medicalized as you say. Like I don't think they're like epidurals and we're gonna tend to you hand and foot, and not that necessarily here, but kinda. So I think it's more. It seems to me like to be more hands off in a sense, like just let the body do what it's doing, just make sure mom's good and baby's good, type thing. So. But I can't speak to that specifically because I've never, had that experience in Jamaica or known anyone that we've talked about it in depth.
So when it comes to breastfeeding, were you just like, I'm just going to do it. It's going to be easy. Like, did you do any prep beforehand?
No. I'm like, sure, like, I'm just going to latch the kid.
Yep.
I didn't have any, like, expectation that it wouldn't be. That I wouldn't do that, like just what I'm like, I'm gonna breastfeed, of course. But just learning how to latch and latch properly, and just all the different nuances of that, like that I had to learn. But I've always thought, I'm like, I'm gonna breastfeed, like it's gonna be fine.
And so Khalees's birth was fast, right?
Yes. I was at home and laying in bed trying to sleep, and then I felt like a little gush, and I'm like, oh, this is okay. I don't know what that is, because it's not like in the TV like water. I'm like, lies. It's like it's not that. It's just like a little gush. So felt that, and then it happened. I got up, went to the bathroom, and it happened again. This body's becoming more intense. And I'm like breathing through it, and I'm like, at this point we have no one. I don't know how. We're gonna do this, and so my brother and sister-in-law were, I think, living with us at the time. They all melt together. I'm trying to figure out which kid they were there for.
3 kids. Three kids. You can just mix and match your birth stories. It's
months
fine.
apart. It's fine. So yeah, the gush, and so we started walking. We got in the car, because of course had the bag ready and all that stuff. So got in the car, and then we were walking, and then like the contractions are getting like more intense at this point. So I'm like holding on to a nail, walking in the parking lot, and I'm like breathing through contractions. Like I walk. I'm like, oh, one's coming. You gotta stop. Just take a breath. Just gonna breathe until I get to the hospital door. They're like, do you want a wheelchair? I'm like, yes, please. And so get up there, and like, yeah, the water's broken, let's go. And so just got wheeled into the room, and I'm there, and they're getting me ready, and no epidural, of course, and just so we get in there, and like 3 pushes, and she's here after everything was all set and ready for her to come. Wow. So it was intense. Yeah. It was fast, for sure. But maybe less than an hour.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, because your story was really encouraging to me when I was planning to do it without an epidural. Yeah. So I was like, I know Jane's done it. So I've got one person.
And she's old, so surely I can do it.
Sure, right? Yeah, that's so awesome. But it's like, there really wasn't time for one, and you were just kind of rolling with it. Yeah. So, then you're breastfeeding, you latch her, and everything seems to be going smooth. Beginning of it, and was she gaining weight? Like,
she lose after birth and with the lactation first appointment, like she lost her pound or whatever. But then she gained it pretty quickly. She was a good eater, latched well. Yeah. And
how was that postpartum season for you?
It was rough. First time. It was rough, man. It was rough. It's kind of a blur, but it was hard. Just mental health, and like it's the first kid, so I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, like, and I'm trying to do everything because just how I roll, right? Don't ask anyone for help. Just
do it all.
Do it. So it was hard, and my best friend helped me through it a lot. I think she saw me very broken, very worn out, very tired, and encouraging me to like, let your husband help. Like, I'm coming, like, go take a nap. Like, she came after a while and like helped out and stayed with us. And so she's like, go outside, get some fresh air. Like, baby is fine. Just put her down and go outside, go breathe, go get some sun. So it was super encouraging, and just like helping me through that season, because it was hard. Khalees was very fussy. Like, she constantly cried. I'm like, oh Lord.
And it's hard to, like, as a working mom, right? Because then you go back to work and you miss your baby, but also at work, people aren't really necessarily always fussing at you. Like, you can do a good job. Yeah. And your bosses, your coworkers are going to be like, great job, Jane. Yeah. And you go home and this baby's screaming at you, and you're like, where's my good job from this baby?
I fed you. Be content.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
I need a break.
So when you came back to work, how did pumping go? Like, was your team supportive?
Yeah, super supportive, super encouraging. It allowed me to go pump and do what I needed to do, just continue to get my work done. But super supportive. So it was very encouraging. Our fitness, words elude me right now, person was also very supportive and encouraging. Like, we got a little gift bag, just hydration and stuff, and just different things, snacks. Felt super supported coming back by my team and by the company, and so I was very grateful, for sure.
Good. So then through that pumping journey, I think you had mentioned last time we recorded
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
that you also felt this pressure to get your body back, that you were like not liking your weight,
right,
and you were just like, yes, you had to nurse your baby, but you were also like, can I like eat healthy? Can I start working out? Like, what did that look like for you?
Yeah, I just felt very insecure about my body. Didn't feel beautiful. Just felt, ugh, you know? And just kind of struggled with that quite a bit. And so I was like, okay, as soon as I was able, like, let's get back into the gym. Let's get this body back that, you know, after giving birth. And so it was just very, probably hyper fixated on that. And so it was rough, in the sense of like my supply started to deplete. And so I'm like, but I'm also still trying to like, I'm trying to do all the things. I'm trying to get my body back. I'm trying to make sure I have enough milk, that I'm eating enough, but eating well, and like, so it still produces what she's needing. And so it's too much. And like, our bodies go through a lot, and so trying to force that process to get back to what I think my body should look like, it's not healthy. So
yeah. And were you like, what kind of exercises were you doing like prior to pregnancy and then afterwards?
Yeah, I did a lot of spin. I love the spin bike. There's that cardio is like, because I ran most of my life. I did track, and so I tried to do things that is not going to be hard on my knees. And so spin was something that I could feel and see the results, but it wasn't hard on my knees. And so I did that, and I did some like postpartum Pilates type stuff on beach body. So just did one of those, like this specifically to postnatal. Yeah, stuff. So just did those, and I worked out with a coworker of mine, Jarka.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So then things seemed to be going well, but you know, your milk wasn't quite where you wanted, and then you had a little surprise happen.
Yeah.
Baby number 2.
Baby number 2.
Which wasn't necessarily expected.
No, it was not. No, we were not ready for that. But here we are. You know. Yeah. Baby number 2 came, or found out that we were pregnant.
And that was when you felt like you needed to stop breastfeeding, because you were like, this is just what I'm supposed to do, right?
Kinda. It was like I tried to I'm like a year, at least get to a year, and I was past that year, and like I was still fine with breastfeeding, but then I found out I was pregnant. So I don't know where I got this thought or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, you're pregnant, you stop breastfeeding. So I just stopped abruptly, like, because I'm like, I'm pregnant, so
yeah,
you know.
And were you sick again during that? So it was back to Your body did not get a break, because you went from pregnant to the postpartum season.
Yeah.
And of course, breastfeeding is the baby's taking away.
Right, yeah.
And now you have another baby, so really for a while there, you had 2 babies taking away these nutrients.
Yes.
So that was hard on your body.
Yeah, for sure.
But then second pregnancy, we were pregnant at the same time.
We were.
During that. And that one went pretty smooth, I feel like.
Yeah, it did.
And then the birth, was it similar?
It was also fast, but with her, my water didn't break like it did with Khalees. I was having contractions and just stuff going on, and I went up to the hospital to labor and delivery, and they checked me. It's like, you're dilated, good amount. Like, then they're doing their thing, and they're like, did your water break? I'm like, I don't know. You're the one that's down there. You tell me. Like, I don't know. Did you do something? Did you pop it? I don't know what's going on. So they're monitoring me and ask questions, and then they're like, well, labor and delivery. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It was again like 3 pushes and she was there. Yeah, so very fast birth, very like all went well, all another natural, no epidural. Yeah.
And then breastfeeding with her was pretty smooth?
Yeah, it was pretty smooth. Like, she was less fussy than Khalees. Yeah, but she did great.
Do you think, like, looking back, like, Khalees was truly fussy, or do you think it was also just by the time you had your second, you just maybe tuned it out a little more, or just felt more at peace? Or you think that's really, like, her personality?
No, I think it's her personality.
Baby. Yeah.
She's still very much a talker. I guess that was her way of talking.
Yeah.
She does not stop talking, even to today.
Yeah.
Like, can we not have conversation right now?
Yeah.
Like, it's constant. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. She's very much a communicator.
And she wasn't really giving you sleep at that point. So then you also had,
Sleep
you weren't really getting
deprivation.
sleep.
No.
Now you have a newborn.
Yeah.
And how did you deal with that? Was it smoother or mentally or
Yeah.
just kind of powered through and it's a blur?
The second one, power through and blur. Like, we had help. So my mom came and helped as well, because I didn't want I didn't want Khalees to go in daycare. So O'Neill's niece came and helped with her the second portion. My mom came the first part, like the first 6 months, and then so she didn't go to daycare until after the first year. So yeah, so I had help from my mom coming in, and so that made it a little bit easier just to have someone to tend to her while I took care of Nevaeh and just, be present with her. But I think I learned, I tried to learn and try to be more intentional about, like, giving myself breaks and allowing others to help. So I think that was better on my mental health, and I would just take them for walks and just go outside in the carrier and just, yeah. So I think that really helped my mental health, and just taking more time to spend with her and send Khalees off to daycare. So
yeah.
Enjoy
the newborn season.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like once you have a toddler, it's like, this newborn season's actually kind of nice. The quiet naps, the cuddles, and like
just content, just sitting there.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, they need to be fed or helped. It's not like they need a certain song to be played. Like the toddler, it's like, it has to be this song and this stuffed animal and this. So, okay, so then pumping, this time, I think I remember you said you tried a different pump that didn't quite work out as well, but you still kind of made it work.
Yeah, I was trying different things, and so, but the suction wasn't as powerful, so I'm like, back to my Medela.
Old Faithful.
Yeah, Old Faithful, good old Medela. But yeah, it was fun to try different ones, but I think it was fine after a while, because you're more full, I guess, and after they're sucking and you're pumping, and it might start depleting a little bit. So I'm like, I need the strong stuff. So went back to the Medela and just started using that. But I think it went well. I think
I remember you saying that pump was giving you, the other one, not the Medela, that it was giving you grief. And then we were pumping at the same time for a little bit. Yeah. And then we did Whole30.
Yes.
And that was when we had surprise number 3.
Literally a surprise.
Because you guys thought you were done. Right?
Oh, at least for a while. I'm like, let us just enjoy these two. And we even talked about it. And it's like, no more right now. It's like, okay, yeah, I agree. We got a little excited.
And I was like, man, Whole30, like that diet, that's like fertility diet. I was like, either she's like a fertility goddess over here, or there's something about doing Whole30, because we did that as a company. Yeah. And I was doing it because I thought I would lose weight while breastfeeding.
Right, yeah.
And I did not. Yeah, don't do Whole30 while breastfeeding. You will not lose weight. Useless for me. Yeah, but for you, it was like, hey, I'm pregnant again. Hello. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I was in denial for a while there. Because as I was telling last time, I was working out with Jerica, and our periods were in sync. Like, would start exactly at the same time. And hers came, and I was a week late. And she's like, you're pregnant. I'm like, nope, not pregnant. Yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yep. So all of your girls are 17 months apart.
Yeah.
So that's pretty close in age. Yep. Yeah. So with your third, was that pregnancy also same thing, feeling sick?
Yeah. Yep. First trimester, like clockwork.
Yep.
Yeah. Was sick, throwing up, just.
And at this point, you're, I guess, even more of the geriatric.
Oh, gosh.
Because how old were you when you had her?
Wow. 35 or 37? 30, yeah. almost. She was born in November. Her birthday's in December. So 36, 37, around there.
Did you ever have any, like, either outside voices or internal voice that was, like, down on you for your age or fears about your age?
Not really. My OB was super sweet, super supportive. Like, she's been with me from day one, and just prayed over me. So very, supportive and encouraging, God-focused woman. And so I very much appreciated that. She didn't make me, and she's like, she knows my story. Like, she knows my births have been healthy, and stuff like that. But just because of my age, it's like, just, and I think at that point, I'm like, I'm just gonna go to 1 or 2, and if we're good, then I'm done. Like, what am I gonna waste money for if everything's fine?
For the appointments?
Yeah, for the appointments, for the geriatric.
Oh, all the extra ones. Yeah.
So
you got to skip those.
Yeah, I just skipped those. Just made that decision. I'm like, I know you probably have to, like, the OB has to do it because of, whatever laws, rules, HIPAA's, I don't know. But I'm like, my choice is, and I'm done.
Yeah.
So.
Good for you, standing up.
Yeah.
So then, with all of that, you, let's see, third baby, everything's going smooth.
Yeah.
At this point, were you like, with the weight loss thing?
Yeah.
Were you like, I give up? Or were you just kind of like, well, I'm sick again. Let's just not worry about it.
Yeah. Like, and it was crazy. I feel like with the third one, my body, like, just bounced back even better. I don't know if because I was like, I'm at peace with my body. Like, it'll come back to whatever it'll come back to. Like, it's not going to go back to what it was before I was pregnant. Like, that's just not going to happen. So I think that helped my mental state. And, like, just being okay with me being whatever size, however I looked, like, being content with that. And I think that really helped. And, yeah, I feel like I bounced back better with the third one than I did with the last 2. So I don't know if it was her eating and just, like, just sucking everything back in.
She's like, I'm here to help, Mom.
Yes,
okay?
Mom, I'm gonna get that diaphragm in check.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I forgot to say with your second with Nevaeh, so you had to stop breastfeeding again.
Right.
And it was around a year, but it still wasn't like it wasn't like a joint decision. It was more of like you were pregnant again, so you just kind of had to jump in.
Yeah, just did the same thing. Yeah. But yeah, made it with her a year as well. So I was okay with cutting off the supply.
Yeah. And then with your third, remind me her name?
Makalo. Which means wonder, gift, or surprise.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hello, surprise. So how did everything postpartum go that time?
Yeah, a lot better. Her sisters were excited, like, loved her and, like, loved, it was my baby, and so that was super sweet just to see. But they were also still babies, so it's been a challenge. That part is challenging, like, not feeling like they got gypped, and I feel like I'm like, okay, y'all are super close together. I didn't have enough time just for them to be babies and to just but they still act like babies, so I have to pick them up all the time. So and they fight now, so they're all toddlering.
They milk it for all it's worth.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, but it was a sweet time because then they got to, like, be with sister and help and do all that fun stuff, but also still trying to make sure I spend quality time with each of them. But I think in their mind it's never enough time with just them, but, like, I'm one mommy and they fight. Sorry, it's deterring from the breastfeeding portion of life, but yeah, they'll be like, hold on to my legs like, my mommy. I'm like, I'm all of your mommies, okay? I'm Khalees's mommy, I'm your mommy, and I'm Makala's mommy. I'm one mommy for all of you. So, like, please stop fighting. Yeah. They're very possessive.
Well, hopefully that makes up for not getting to spend as much baby time with them. Because you're like, all right, let's just grow up.
Yeah.
I feel like their personalities are big enough that there doesn't seem to be as much room for, a lot of doubting yourself. You kind of have to come in and be this strong. Tough mom.
Oh, for sure.
Because those girls,
they will run over me like nobody's business.
Yeah. So with Makalo, what do you made it all the way to 12 months and then kept going. So what do you think was different that time?
Still going. I don't know how to wean because I never had to. Just kind of so like, and that girl will tear my shirt off. Like, okay, when she's ready, like she's like ready for her comfort. It's typically at night, like that she's ready just to latch and have that comfort. So she'll just take it.
And she's
19 months now.
19 months now.
Yeah, still going. I mean, I've stopped pumping, but I'm like, oh, are you getting anything? Yeah. And then she'll spray me in the, oh yeah, I guess you are. Yeah. Spray me in the face. Got some milk there.
So with your first two, they weren't really at that age where they could like walk and talk and like pick up your shirt.
Right.
But with her, it's like full on toddler demanding milk.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like it's sweet and beautiful, or are you like annoyed at this point?
No, it's sweet and beautiful. I still love it, and I love like just that time with her. Like it's like this conflict. I'm like, I want to be left alone, but it's like when I am, like for the very brief amount of time, maybe an hour, like I'll put her in her crib and she'll wake up and call me mama, and if she'll call me quietly the first few times, and if I don't respond, she gets aggressive with the calling. So
so do you start out the night with your girls in their own beds, or you just kind of go straight to like, we're all going to bed, family bed?
No, yeah, so I do bedtime with Khalees and Nevaeh. They're both in the same room. Baby's still in my room in her crib. So I do bedtime with them, and O'Neill wakes up super early, so if she doesn't fall asleep, because sometimes she'll fall asleep around 6 when I get home, so she'll like latch and want to go to bed. We try to give them baths and stuff before then, but yeah, I do bedtime with Khalees and Nevaeh because I'm the only one that can do it. Apparently Daddy can't, so I'm like, can Daddy do it? No. Okay, cool. It's great. It's fine. So I'll read them stories sometimes depending on my level of tiredness and frustration. It's just real life. So, or like, and they want me to sing a million songs. I'm like, I made up, because they have a nightlight that goes around, and so I had made up a mermaid song. Little mermaid swimming in the sea, swimming in the sea, swimming in the sea. So I have to sing that, and then what about a unicorn? I'm like, oh gosh, okay. Depending on the nightlight, I have to make up a song. And then we sing Paw Patrol and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So those are our staples. And then I just like sing a Christian song at the end, and that's my grand finale. And pray, all that. So bedtime, and I have to do it with each of them and then lay down with them. I'm like, can mommy go to bed now? And then I have to go get Makalo, right? And then we go to bed together. So needless to say, I'm tired.
They require a lot of creativity out of you.
Yes.
Like I feel like your job is like, not super artsy or creative. You working in claim check, answering the phones or whatever, and then you go home and you have to make up mermaid stories.
Oh, for sure, mermaid songs, unicorn songs, butterfly songs. I'm like, no, I'm not making up another song for just.
You need to use ChatGPT. That's what you need.
Probably.
Yeah. No, it's good for your brain. Okay, so from like a biblical perspective, like how do you feel about breastfeeding? Because I know for me, it's like, okay, if I didn't have milk, God would provide. Like, I'm sure, but it's so important that it be me that provides the milk.
Yeah.
So that was something that I've done for myself, and I've seen in the podcast where I talk to moms, and it's like this, they feel torn between like, if they don't have enough milk, well, God will still provide, but also crying out to God, like, please let me have milk so that I can provide for my baby. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Just kind of throwing out that idea.
Yeah. I've learned like not to put God in a box. Like, he'll provide how he wants to provide, when he wants to provide, and like, so just being open to him providing however he wants. Because like this round I've been blessed to like donate milk to moms, to a specific mom. At this point, like she had twins, and so and I didn't want to waste it because I know how precious that is, and I know not every mom is able to produce how they want. And so just to be able to be a part of someone else's story, with like just the first time, like not being able to like produce enough to this time, like it's like a redemptive moment. I'm like so thankful and so grateful because like, all right, yeah, if I can't provide, then the Lord is providing someone else to provide, help me provide for my baby, you know, the milk. Like, no, it might not be mine, but he's the God that provides. Like, and he doesn't work how we think, because like his thoughts are higher than our thoughts, and his ways are higher than our ways, you know. So just being like open-handed, like, okay, Lord, do and work however you will, because I know that you are good, and I know that you are for me, and so I don't have to worry about how you're going to provide. I just know that you will. And so being willing and accepting of that. So it's just kind of,
that's awesome. So with your first two, you weren't able to donate.
No.
Like it was just, you had enough just for your baby and that was it. But then with this one, was it like after she hit the 12 months and you were like, let's just keep going? You're still pumping.
Basically. Yeah. And I spoke to Casey, which was on one of your other podcasts. Spoke to her, and so found out about this Facebook group that's like Human Milk for Human Babies. Yes, after her birth name. So went on there and like just posted out there, got some responses, and one of them stuck. So just kept donating to her. And she lives out of town, but they'll come in town every so often. So I just messaged her. I'm like, hey, still have milk if you want it. And so she came and collected the last bit, and do
you remember how many ounces it was?
I'm not
oh, you're good.
It was a lot. It was like probably 12, probably more. Probably 12 Walmart HEB bags full. Like, wow. I like the least was probably like 3 to 6 ounces each bag. So
wow. So, did you get a deep freeze?
Or yes.
Breastfeeding essentials.
Yes. For sure. I had to. There's no way I was gonna hold in my little freeze. Yeah.
So that's all. I feel like there were so many things that God redeemed, like not just the postpartum experience. And the breastfeeding and the whole feelings about your body. Like you said, you actually feel more fit now or like slimmer because that was just a great experience. So are you working out now?
I need to do some strength training because these kids are getting heavy. I'm I know if I lift something too heavy, like my chest will feel like the muscle is stretched too much. But I'm like, I need to start doing some strength training. But I did get a treadmill and a bike. I just haven't been using it like I should because I'm like, I'm so tired. Because as you can tell, like work all day, go home, and then have to do that fun stuff, right? And then wake up, and sometimes they wake up in the middle of the night, and I have to tend to them, and so
this is not a season when versus moms. This isn't. You know, it can be hot girl summer, but it's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be, and especially when you're not getting sleep, to expect your body to function properly without sleep. It's like you gotta really focus on taking care of yourself and resting.
For sure.
And maybe that even helps with the weight loss too. If you're like, instead of forcing yourself to do all these exercises, like just rest. And your body's like, we understand what to do. But
definitely want to get into strength training, and even if it's just body weight strength training, and just to start off. It's been on the brain. It's just physically exhausted and not quite there yet. But it's a goal for sure.
So let's say there's a mom listening who first baby had some struggles, maybe second baby, and they're thinking about having a third. What do you say?
Deep breaths. Give yourself a little space. Just, enjoy the first two. Just give yourself a little space and let the Lord. I mean, if it happens, it happens, and you'll get the strength, and just use your community. Like, ask for help if they need to take them, and you just take a nap. Like, do that and don't feel guilty about it. Like, the better you are mentally, the better able you're able to be there for the kiddos. And so, yeah, accept the help, ask for help, and just focus on taking care of you, because when you're well taken care of, then your babies will be even better taken care of, because you have the mental capacity and energy to like respond correctly, and maybe not ask for so much forgiveness because you just lost it, because that happens. So.
Yeah. Well, you heard it right here from a mom of 3 wild girls. So thank you so much, Jane, for coming on the show.
Yeah,
and for those of you who are listening, if you want to connect with us, email breastfeedingdiaries@gmail.com, or check out our Instagram at the Breastfeeding Diaries podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.